Will, many congratulations. I gather you signed a new contract this afternoon.
Yeah.
Are you the final member of the promotion winning side to do so, I think?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm good. It's good. It's good to get back and back to football.
Has it been a whirlwind 6 weeks since that promotion final at Wembley?
Yeah, no, it has been a bit. Yeah, it's sort of highs and then sort of focusing on sort of getting ready for the season, sort of making sure the body's right for football.
Great way to end the season, though, isn't it?
Yeah, of course it is. You always want to win, and promotion's the main thing, isn't it?
Yeah. Now looking forward, I don't know if you're looking forward to pre-season, but obviously looking forward to League Two football.
Yeah, definitely. Pre-season is always hard, but I think players nowadays come back fairly fit anyway. So you're just desperate to get football out and just sort of get going and prepare yourself ready for the battle of League Two.
It's a slightly different fitness routine for goalkeepers, isn't it, to outfield players? So just talk us through what a typical day might be.
I think goalkeeper, you don't need to sort of be doing long distance running or anything like that. It's all short and sharp. I think football's changed even for outfield players as well. It's more specific to your position, and with goalkeepers, it's a lot of up and down movements, making sure that you've got the power to sort of jump, get down, up, all the sort of actions you do in a game. It's just sort of probably doing them to exhaustion in pre-season for the first few weeks before sort of bringing back, trying to get the quality back in after that. You
and Steve Mildenhall were vying for the number one position last season. It looks as though it's going to be the same again this time. Although you've got young Kieran Preston pushing, haven't you?
Yeah, no, we've got a great little group. We all press every single day. We sort of work each other hard, which is the way I've always trained. So it's the way I've always liked it. And
you've got Stuart Naylor, of course. You've mentioned him, your goalkeeping coach. He actually puts you through your paces quite sternly, doesn't he?
It takes no prisoners. Stuart Naylor, yeah, he's brilliant. But that's what you want as a player. Like, you probably moan at him every day, but he knows you want it as hard as you possibly can do to sort of push you to the next level.
Are you looking forward to playing league football now? You told me this morning you played one league game.
Yeah, League One.
Football League. That was League 1 4.
Against Mildy as well, actually.
Was it? Who was that for? Cheltenham?
Southend. He was at Southend and I was at Cheltenham, yeah.
But I guess you're looking to play more than one game this time around.
Yeah, I see myself as unlucky when I was at Cheltenham. I was there for 3 or 4 years and sat on the bench over 100 times or something like that. But I had Scott Brown, he's at Aberdeen now. Just never got injured, and he was playing well, so I couldn't sort of grumble at all. So, but yeah, no, I want to play as many games as possible.
What's that battle like for the number one spot? Because I've been with an outfield player, sometimes they say, well, I can play in a different position, but you're specifically a goalkeeper. So if one of you's got that number one shirt, the other one knows he's going to be on the bench.
Yeah, it is. I suppose it's a mental battle more than anything. I suppose when I was at Cheltenham, I probably wasn't as prepared as what you had to do mentally as I am now. When I turned up to this club last year, I felt mentally in a better space. That I knew I could sort of take anyone on. It doesn't matter who's at the club, what experience they got. I fancy myself. I know goalkeepers. That's the one thing I do know about football is goalkeepers, and I know the goalkeepers at this level, a level above, a level below. So whoever's here, I'm happy to sort of compete. I think that's what it's all about.
Strange position has always appeared strange to me because you have to get on with that other keeper or the other keepers, don't you, as well? And you have to support them during the game.
Yeah, well, football's a squad game now. Yeah, you obviously want to hold on to your shirt when you've got it, and you try and do that best as you possibly can. But everyone knows that it's about a collective thing with players, goalkeepers, staff, physios, yourself, everyone together. We're in this together to sort of push. So if you've got that mentality, I think that sort of helps anyway.
Speaking of mentality, the side has a winning mentality going into League Two. Can you maintain that momentum, do you think?
Definitely. I think you go into every game. The gaffer's a big person of just going into every game, every project to go and win. It's the same in training. Training's always been intense every time I've been underneath him because small-sided games, you want to win everything. It's where I've always been. And I think if you stick with that, obviously things are not always going to go your way. But I think more than not, if you go into every single game wanting to win more than anything, I think you're gonna have a better chance than if you don't.
There's always expectation levels around Bristol Rovers, certainly, and I guess there is around most clubs. But having achieved what you did last season, I think there's an expectation you can actually maintain a challenge and go for a top 4 place next season.
You want the expectation. As a football player, you're not in it to to have an easy ride, I suppose. You want that expectation, you want that pressure, you want the men bouncing every single time that you're turning up to it. So you want not the anxiety, you want that pressure, that build-up. So every game's a big game. Like you go towards the end of last season, the last 10 games, every game was a bigger game than the last one. And that's because you're doing well. So if you've got that pressure, then you should be happy.
What's it like playing in front of a big crowd here at the Men? A full house, as it was towards the end.
Oh, it's brilliant. The fans here are fantastic. I've experienced them years ago now, probably 8 years ago, when I came up here with Cheltenham, and I was actually warming up just at the top end. You should be able to warm up at the top end. I think Ricky Lambert scored a late minute winner I think it was, and the Blackpool end went crazy. I remember sitting there as a young lad, probably 19, 20, sort of Kieran's age, thinking, crikey, this is what you want to do, this is where you want to play in front of crowds like this.
And presumably that was magnified tenfold at Wembley, right?
Oh yeah, Wembley, yeah, it's fantastic. You walk out there, I knew there'd be a lot of people there, and obviously you turn up and you're focused on what you're doing, so you don't, that sounds stupid, but you don't take it all in straight away, like it's more afterwards, but definitely when we lined up and I looked up and it was a top tier as well with the Rovers fans, it was like, crikey, I didn't think everyone would be turning up like that. Yeah, it was a good day in the end.
Yeah, the last kick of the game.
Yeah.
Just looking at the manager has already started recruiting for next season. Chris Lyons has signed a permanent deal. He signed another player today, Christian Montano, and I gather there's probably 2 or 3 more arriving. It's going to be a squad containing players challenging for every position, it strikes me.
Yeah, well, like I said earlier, you want that. You don't want to sort of, well, obviously you want to be playing week in, week out, but you don't want to, I suppose, know that you're going to be playing week in, week out. You want to be pushing every single day. That's the only way you're going to get better as an individual, is if you've got that sort of environment.
Just finally, first pre-season friendlies against Salisbury. Might bring back some memories travelling down there.
Yeah.
For one, not just for you, for 1 or 2 others as well.
Yeah. Salisbury, I suppose the club's gone through turmoil in the last year. Didn't even play football last year. I think Steve Claridge is down there now. I actually spoke to Steve a couple of years ago. So I know he wants to sort of turn that round and push that club as fast as possible. And I'm sure everyone in Salisbury would be glad that they got football back in the city.